My title here is Head of Special Collections and Archives for Wright State University Libraries. And I also direct a master's program in public history here at the university and teach. So I do a lot of different things here, and I'm one of those people that is lucky enough to be in a job that I love. Working here in the archives is an amazing experience. Most people think of archives as a dusty old room someplace in a building that nobody ever gets to go and look at. And that's not true of this place at all. The Special Collections and Archives here at Wright State is a really dynamic, growing facility and operation. Our collections center on just a couple very focused collecting areas. One of them is aviation history, of course. We have the Wright Brothers Collection, the largest in the world here. It contains amazing materials. We also have a lot of other aviation history collections, and I like to tell people those collections cover from kites to the space age. They really cover the very beginnings of flight all the way up to modern-day aerospace technology, and those collections are just phenomenal. We are also the major repository for the history of Dayton and the Miami Valley. We have local and regional history collections that include local government records. We also have collections that cover politics, military history, religious history, civic organizations, family papers, local medical history. The list just goes on and on. So we've got a wealth of material here in the archives. One of the new items that came in recently in the collection, in the boxes, was this postcard. And this is only one of several hundred postcards that we now have. This postcard was written by Wilbur Wright and sent to his niece Ivanette back in Dayton. And this one was written and postmarked in 1907. Wilbur went to France and visited Le Mans, and this is an image of the cathedral in Le Mans on the square. Now, when Wilbur sent this postcard, he had no idea that after his flights there in the next couple of years that he would become a hero to the French people, and they erected an aviation monument to him right next to this cathedral. So this is just one of the items that you would find if you came to visit the archives. I hear a lot from people here in the Dayton area, even people who have lived here all their lives. When they discover us, they say to me, I didn't know you were there. I didn't know you had all this amazing material. And I didn't know that I could come in and actually sit at a table in your reading room and pick it up and touch it. And that always amazes me because we have such great outreach programs, and these materials are open for the general public, not just Wright State community, but the greater Dayton region, and really anyone across the world can access our collections, whether it is through our website or coming into the reading room. One of the things that I really like to do when people come to see the Wright Brothers Collection is to get out one of our many prints of the first flight. Now, this image is probably one of the most published and one of the most seen images around the world in photographic history. Orville on board the plane, Wilbur running alongside, the track there, and the little toolbox sitting here. You know, that first powered flight, the first successful powered flight on December 17th, 1903. When visitors come to the archives, I like nothing better than to pull this photograph out, show them what we have, and put this into their hands and say, you can now tell everybody you know that you held an original print of the first powered flight. One of the exciting projects that we have done in the past couple of years is a partnership we established with the Ohio Historical Society and their Teaching American History grants, which are funded by the federal government. We have been doing teacher workshops for school teachers in the Greene County area. The teachers will come to campus and we will teach them about primary sources, give them a tour of the archives, give them potential lesson plans. And the wonderful thing about those teacher workshops is that has led us to going out to the actual classrooms in the Fairborn and Xenia area. The teachers, after they come to Wright State and have this wonderful workshop on primary sources and how to make history come alive for their students, they give us a call and they say, well, can you come to the classroom and bring some stuff, you know, bring some historical documents. And so we have done that on several different occasions, and it's really a joy to see the kids get excited about a Civil War letter or a naturalization or citizenship record. For them to be able to touch something and imagine how old that document really is, and for our staff to go out and tell them the stories that go along with these documents and photographs and films, just makes history come alive. And again, it instills in that next generation a sense of history, a sense of place, and why that's important for them today and in the future. Special Collections and Archives here at Wright State serves the university's academic programs, and that's one of our main missions, but we also serve the community in collecting history. As far as the campus, we have lots of classes that come in and use the archives for special projects, presentations, papers. So we really serve the campus in many different ways. Not only faculty and students, but the different divisions on campus use us as a resource quite a bit for either university history, or if they're having people come in that they would like to show off different parts of the university too. We have a lot of tours come in, people who are interested in aviation or the other materials that we have. We also have a great number of partnerships with the greater community in the Dayton area. Because we house the records of all of these organizations and individuals, we continue to serve them. A lot of the civic organizations that we have, their records here, those collections keep growing. So it's not like they just give material and that's it. We continue to have relationships with them. They come here to hold special meetings and have tours. We go out there to those organizations and speak to their groups about the archives and what we do. We also play a huge role in helping the community either set up archives at their location or help them to bring materials here. And one of the benefits of that is that we have wonderful partnerships that help us provide support to the community to preserve history and instill pride in the Dayton area and the greater Miami Valley region. Wright State has an amazing master's program in public history where we train students to enter the archives and museum field. We train students to go into public history, whether it's exhibit design or filmmaking or archives or museum interpretation. Those students are helping us with these community partnerships. We send them out on internships at the various locations whose records we house. We also send them out to do capstone projects. So we have a lot of outreach in the community to help our students get experience in this field. And it helps us to continue to preserve history and create a stronger network of partnerships within the Dayton area. There are just a lot of examples like that of how Wright State is connecting with the community and instilling pride in its history and its heritage with different groups, whether it be school kids in Xenia and Fairborn or Dayton, or with local groups by helping them to preserve their history, doing exhibits for them as special events so that more people can learn about the amazing things that have happened in Dayton's history and things that are still happening today. Special Collections and Archives here at Wright State University is a major partner with the National Aviation Heritage Alliance here in Dayton. The Alliance is working very hard to preserve the history of the Wright brothers and aviation history in Dayton by establishing programs, exhibits, helping all of the partners. And the partners include not only Wright State because we have the Wright Brothers Collection, but they include places like the Dayton Aviation Heritage Park, where the Wright Cycle Shop is here in Dayton, the Air Force Museum, Waco Historical Society, and the Waco Flying Field. Other partners like Aviation Trail, Woodland Cemetery, the list goes on and on. There are numerous partners in the National Aviation Heritage area here in Dayton. Wright State's role in that is to help support all of those partners with the wealth of information we have here in the archives. We go to the air show every summer with an exhibit of materials to educate people about the Wright brothers and what they started here in Dayton. And that's the key. They started something that spread worldwide. And Dayton has continued to be a part of that aerospace industry. A lot of new developments are still happening in aerospace technology here at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and at various companies in the Dayton area. Wright State University students in our College of Engineering are partnering with the base, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and the various labs to develop things like micro-air vehicles and UAVs and all of this new technology, of which I don't understand, but being able to help support that by preserving the history of it and continuing to preserve the history of what is happening now is a big part of what the archives does in the Dayton area. We support documenting and disseminating information about aviation history that hopefully will instill in people who live in the Dayton area and beyond the Dayton area a pride in what Dayton is all about, and Wright State's role in that. We're hoping that we can help promote not only heritage tourism, but that we can help companies, aerospace industry, realize what a great place Dayton would be to come. That because of the heritage that's here, they have such a strong foundation to build on, a strong aviation history foundation to build on. And that's what our role is.